Hello listeners, today's podcast is brought to you by audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/FitProPodcast. Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. I only promote this because I use this, guys. I use Audible every single day on my way to work. Make sure you click on the link below in the show notes. Head to audibletrial.com/FitProPodcast and pick up your free membership today. Episode 56 of the Fit Pro Podcast. What's up, listeners? Before we get into today's episode, I just want to say happy holidays, guys. Happy festive season. And thank you for listening to the Fit Pro Podcast. Thank you for subscribing on iTunes. Every subscription is like a birthday Christmas present. A birthday Christmas present. I get both presents at once. If you want to give me a birthday Christmas present, make sure you click subscribe on iTunes. Other than that, guys, enjoy this episode. It is with Chelsea Simpson. Chelsea and I go way back. She's a beast in the gym now. I used to know her when she wasn't so much of a beast. Now she'll put me to shame. She has accomplished more in the gym, more out of the gym than I have, and she is an absolute beast. So make sure you're taking some notes for all the girls out there and all the guys, because she'll put you guys to shame as well. Make sure you listen to the show very carefully. There'll be 2 parts as always. This is part 1. Enjoy. All right, welcome back to the Fit Pro Podcast, listeners. I'm your host, Marvin Fayez, and today's episode of the Fit Pro Podcast, I have an old friend of mine from way back, from when I used to hurt people for a living, and now she hurts people for a living, and she hurts people so well that she's able to hurt herself, and she got second at an IFBB competition in October. This is Chelsea Simpson. Chelsea, how are you today?
Good. How are you?
Good. That was like the best intro ever. Take a second, Chelsea. Let the listeners know who you are personally, and then we'll get into the show.
Okay. Hi, guys. Like Marvin said, I was a client of his a very long time ago. And, well, now I have my own set of clients. And besides pushing myself to ridiculous limits, I like to help people get along their journey to a better life, a healthier life.
Yeah. Oh,
and yeah.
Awesome. And guys, this, I don't know if you realize this, but we're up to like episode 54 now, and this is probably only the second time I've had an Australian resident on the show. She's originally from Kiwiland. But yeah, Chelsea, I mean, it's been a while since I've seen you. Since then, you've changed a hell of a lot. You're a PT full-time now. And how was that transition? What did you used to do before you were a PT?
I was a panel beater. That was fun, but a very unhealthy lifestyle. So it was definitely a good switch to the gym.
Yeah. And what made you decide? I know I was training you for a while. I'm pretty influential, but not that influential. What made you decide to switch?
I joined the gym just to lose weight originally, being overweight and everything. And then I just wanted to be in there more, and I had to think of a way to be in the gym more. And I thought if I was a personal trainer, then I could live at the gym and never have to leave. And I still haven't left yet, so I'm doing all right.
Yeah, look, that's the same reason I became a personal trainer, because I love being in the gym. But then I realized very, very quickly that it was a shitload of work and constant work. I mean, the lifestyle's great once you have an established client base, but for you, I know you're at Butler Snap, yeah? Yep. How long did it take for you, realistically, to build a client base that you can basically work full-time off and enjoy your lifestyle?
The start's always hard. I mean, you've got to give out a lot of free time, a lot of free hours, sessions and things like that, so that people know what you're like first. Mm-hmm. And also coming into it, learning how to train different types of people is something that they can't really teach you in TAFE. So when you get there and there's all different ranges of people, some people want to be thrashed until there's nothing left, and some people want to pay you to talk for half an hour. So learning all about that took me a little while, because I was quite young and I did originally think that everyone wanted to be beaten to death. So it did take me about 6 months, I'd say, to be really comfortable. First couple months, you work for free. Yep. But if you can get past that, yeah, it's pretty amazing.
And how many hours a week are you working now?
It's slowed off a little bit because it's the end of the year. You know, a lot of people are gone on holidays or just getting ready to slack off.
Yeah.
But generally, you know, I'd like to say between 20 and 30 hours a week, depending on how much I want to work. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, how many people are around.
Yep. And, look, when you become a PT, okay, you go through the general course of things. I've done it, you've done it, and we all know people that have done it. What is one thing that they don't teach you?
How to be a therapist at the same time.
Why? Tell me a story of when you had to be a therapist.
Oh, man. I met a girl and, you know, she wanted to train and lose weight, and she reminded me a lot of myself. And then I booked her in for a session the very next day. When she showed up in the morning, she was crying her eyes out, and she just found out that her boyfriend cheated on her. So I barely knew her, but, I mean, she was crying in the middle of a gym. So I spent the half an hour at the back having my arm around this girl that I barely knew, telling her it's going to be okay, and, you know, you've joined the gym, so at least the gym will always be there for you. And,
yeah.
And, you know what I mean, you'll show him, and you can get all fit and sexy and rub it in his face. And she's actually still a really good mate 6 months later.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And look, I can agree with that. I mean, it happens so much. And I mean, I was a personal trainer for 7 years, and the average length of a personal trainer is nowhere near that long. They usually get in and get out very quickly when they realize how much work and how much you have to do for free. They think that they're just going to get into it and they're going to be able to sit at the beach every day, and it is just not realistic. Now,
Definitely.
When you were going through your training, we will speak a lot about your beginning stages, because I think that is the most important part of becoming a personal trainer, is building that strong foundation, but also realizing certain things. When you were going through your training, what did they tell you in your training that didn't end up really being effective or being real life, basically?
That people are statistics. It's not true.
Yeah.
I mean, in TAFE, they give you a piece of paper and they tell you how to train that person that fits that piece of paper, but no one's actually like that. Everyone has different circumstances, and things like injuries and likes and dislikes were never in the training. It was all about, if they're fat, make sure they do this. If they want muscle, they do exactly this and nothing else. There are so many different types and ways to get around, you know, people's fears of doing things in the gym as well. Like, it's just...
Look, it's a hard job.
Yeah.
People don't realize that. They think it's easy. It's not fucking easy.
They think we spot people for a living. It's so much more than that. If it was that easy, man, I'd be cruising.
Yeah, you'd be definitely cruising, because yes, it's quite easy to spot somebody when they're not strong. So, but what have you sort of narrowed down your niche a little bit more? Because I mean, when we come into the industry, we just want to get as many clients as we can, and a lot of people don't remember to niche down. They don't niche down to this, become specialists in a certain area. Have you found out what your niche is yet?
At the start, I was definitely the weight loss queen. Obviously, having done it myself, I was very close to my heart, and any overweight member that came in, I immediately went after them and just wanted to help them. But as I've competed more, I'm definitely more orientated in, yes, weight loss, but also, you know, muscle gain and strength. I definitely do have a lot more women clients than men. And I just want all of my girls to be strong for their quality of life. And, yeah, obviously keep, you know, the weight at a healthy body fat percentage as well.
Perfect. So you've niched down now to females more, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. If you had to choose an ideal niche, right? So that's something you've been given. And do you turn away guys, or do you still take guys on?
Oh, no, I still definitely do. It's just there is that stereotype of guys want to train with guys, because girls still get seen as weak and we couldn't possibly help them build muscle. So There is still that.
Absolutely. And I think that's shit because all my training partners are females. Otherwise, I train by myself. Purely because I know girls that train harder than guys. And
we have to.
I don't know. You can train smarter.
Yeah.
But generally, they have a better work ethic. A lot of guys want to go to the gym to look at girls and just fucking go on their phone or catch up with their mates and
occasionally curl,
and sit on the machine and text. I see more guys do it than I see girls. Girls seem to get in their headphones on, don't fucking talk to me.
Yeah.
and I relate to that. I really do. I mean, I'm not there to socialize. I'm there for 45 minutes and then leave me alone.
Yeah.
And so, as a PT, what is the hardest thing that you have to do every day? I'm putting you on the spot. It's like 21 questions. 21 questions, and FYI, every episode of the Fit Pro podcast gets around 500 downloads in 2 days, so a lot of people are listening to you. No pressure.
Thanks, yeah. The hardest thing is just, I suppose, when they come in and they're not feeling it, you have to feel it for them. And you have to give all of your energy, even if you've got 2 workouts to do that day and 10 other clients that might not be feeling it, you need to make them want to do it.
Yeah.
I think that'd be the hardest thing. I mean, when they come in and they're ready, it's easy, let's go, get it done. But if they come in and they've had a bad day, you have to take that on and take it away from them so that they can concentrate on what they got to get done.
Absolutely. I think that is also one of the hardest things, is bringing the fucking energy when nobody else wants to.
That's right.
When they walk in with the face like, I don't want to be here. And it's like, well, I've got to be here. It's my fucking job. Right? And so I feel you there. I definitely do. But as a PT, what has been your lowest point? Because everybody goes through waves in their jobs where some days they like it, some days they don't like it, some days they want to fucking quit and go back and be a panel beater. Has there been any days, or has there been that one particular day that stood out that you've gone, fuck this, I'm out?
Yeah, actually, I know exactly. But, I mean, it wasn't just the job. It was my first competition, and I had no idea how to handle what was happening to me. And just trying to train people and have everybody hound me at the gym every day. So how's it going? You look like shit. You're so skinny now, blah, blah, blah. And it just, the amount of pressure from everybody, I bet you're going to do well and everything. When, I mean, I really didn't my first time. It just, I exploded and I snapped at about 3 people in one day, and I had to leave. I was so angry. I wanted people to stop asking me how my training was going or staring at me when I was working out, and it just became too much. And I took my last 2 weeks off work before I competed, and came back and apologized to those people. So it was hard.
So how have you learned to deal with that now? Being aware of what happens to you when you train, how do you deal with that now?
Oh, I was definitely way better this time around. I mean, I could deal with what was happening and the severe weight loss and the deprivation of sleep and carbs and sugar and everything nice. You just learn to distance yourself emotionally from people, because the slightest things can set you off, and I'm already a very emotionally charged person. So when I get agitated, and if my client's like, oh, I don't feel like it, I'm like, well, tough. I don't feel like it either. I've been dieting for 6 months. I'm tired. I just want to go home. I'm going to be here at midnight while you're asleep with your family, training. So boo fucking who. Like, yeah. But I internalize that now. I can keep that in and just explain to them if I seem short, I'm going through a lot. And by explaining to them just how hard it is to go to the next level, it helped them, suck it up a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is something I've never done it. I've seen people do it. I've been on the way to do it and then gone, you know what? It's just not for me. I'd rather be super strong all the time.
Yeah.
But at the same time, what sort of mindset does it take, or what sort of headspace do you have to be in to go, I'm going to diet for 6 months so that I'm ripped to shit and feel like shit on stage for a moment, for one moment? What sort of mindset does it take to do that?
You've got to be out of your damn mind. Seriously. It is the hardest thing I have ever done, and I've done some pretty stupid shit.
Yeah.
Especially at the end there where, you're only allowed to eat certain foods at certain times. You can't have any other meat except white fish. Your vegetables have to be green. They can't be any other color. Your water's tapered every day. The last 2 days, you don't get any water. So you really shrivel up towards the end. It's extremely hard. A lot of people break about 6 weeks out.
Yeah.
Because there's a bit there in the middle that you're not sure if you can last just a little bit longer. Yeah. And we all have moments where we yell and scream at the people we care about because we're just sick of everything. You see someone eating bread in front of you and you just want to kill them, and they don't know how hard it is on you, and you feel like everyone's out to piss you off, and it gets really lonely. You have to distance yourself from everybody because you just don't, you want them to be there when you're done and you get to eat again. So you don't really want to hurt the people around you, but you got to be so strong mentally for this. Like, I don't know how I made it, but I'm glad that I had the people around me to remind me what the hell I'm doing.
Exactly.
And the odd before photo doesn't hurt as well.
The before and after always looks
good. The before photo definitely kept me going in a couple of days where I didn't want to do my third round of cardio for the day, Just thought if I can get up there, and prove to that fat girl that I could do it, then
that's good.
Maybe it'd be okay.
And initially, what was your initial motivation to do it? Because everybody's got a switch. Why did you want to step on stage? Was it more to prove something to yourself, or was it to take the Instagram selfie?
I wanted that after photo, definitely. I did it for myself.
100%. Because, there is a trend going on at the moment, and I'm sure you know it too, where girls just want to get on stage, not to compete, but to just be able to say they did it. And now they're professional coaches, and they have no fucking place in my world of like what do you call it? Credible people. The people that go and on PTs, they've never done nutrition in their life. They do a fucking competition, and then they put on the Instagram that they are now coaching people.
Yeah, no, I see that a lot. It's really frustrating. These young girls, obviously, they try hard and everything, but if it's just to get up there, then you're not an athlete. And I accepted that that's what I was the first time as well. I was just like them, but then I put the next 18 months and I dedicated my whole life to this sport, and I stayed up at night watching lectures because I had insomnia and I couldn't sleep from prepping. And I learned so much about bodybuilding and dieted to the exact extreme. I had nutritionists, coaches, chemists, doctors on hand to ask questions and keep me functioning, and just, you can't learn just from getting up on stage once and being skinny. You have to actually, and when you get up there and you can place and this is part of your job and your whole life, then yes. But just standing up there doesn't make you a personal trainer or a coach. It just makes you stupid enough to get up there like the rest of us.
And there's definitely obviously the right way to do things, and there's and that was episode 56, guys. If you want to know more about Chelsea, there's links in the show notes. Other than that, guys, enjoy the start of your festive season. Like I said, spend it with your family, friends. Do some loving shit, all right? That's all I have. Peace. See you on the next one.